And we are live in Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful summer night. And yes, we're streaming on Sunday, surfing on Sunday, streaming. Man, I'm just happy to be here. And I missed you guys Friday. Man, thank you guys for just tuning in. I know you guys are here waiting. And yeah, we're on new streaming software, Streamyard. I'm sorry, but this one, you'll see, it's a little bit cooler. But without further ado, let's kick this thing off. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
And here we are live. And a few hiccups there. I don't know. Usually I hear the intro while I'm going, or I hear the sounds, but it seems like it's coming to you guys on your end. Long as you guys can hear, it's okay. It's probably just something with my Stream Deck. But thank you guys for hanging out. Yep, we're not using StreamYard, we're using Restream, and let me know if the quality looks any better, if you can take a look at it. And yes, we got auto comments, that's pretty cool, it just throws them up, and I think that's perfect for the intro, so I can get everything else going here, and just the whole nine. Either way, appreciate you guys hanging out, and being here, man. Thank you for tuning in, Kanga! Made it before the intro was done. Yes. I don't know why YouTube isn't working. YouTube was just working a second ago. Let me pull this up. Of course, it's live, and we're going to have a few errors along the way. Yeah, see, that should be working there. And now that maybe I did something there. Now, I don't know. It looks like it's coming in now. We will see. But yeah, man, how is everyone's weekend going? Sorry I missed you guys on Friday. My dad's doing better. He made it through the surgery good, and it's just been a lot. Leah's hanging out with us, and we're having fun. And I know a lot of you guys are down at the shows down at Sundown and Surf City Showdown. I hope you guys had fun. If you got any pictures, please send them to me in the link below. You know, just send them there. It's like Google Earth, or not Google Earth. Oh my God, listen to me. Dropbox, you know, one of those things, and I'll feature it on here. I know Cornut Bubba and Brian Townsend are at that show hanging out, and man, even the Sundown show, Derek, Robert Hi-Fi Vega, and EXO were there. And speaking of which, they're going to be there on Unmasked. Well, not EXO, but Parker on Unmasked. So make sure you tune in for that. Seems a little sharper, pops out a little bit more. Thank you, car audio enthusiast. And that's the thing, man. Streamyard was really nerfing the stream and made it look baloney. And I'm like, you know what? For all the stuff we do, man, I need it to look good. All right, let's see here. Man, we were just getting comment after comment there. Just, again, this is the first time. I've been doing a little bit of testing, but, you know, not with 20 people watching. Thank you for tuning in, Dusty. Appreciate that you're here. I think I have, why it comes up like that is I have to have the Facebook up. And I do have it in the background here, but I think I actually... To tell where you guys are coming from, I have to go into the into the actual thing here and pull up the show, which works, definitely works. But to tell where you guys are coming from, and it restreams it to every other platform, which is awesome and saving some money in the long run. Let me see if I can at least pull up my account here. Yeah, all I got to do is pull this up right here, have that going on in the background. Bada bing, bada boom. And I think I'm on Kicker Club too. I thought it would automatically do it. I wanted to try it without doing anything. And I mean, it's working. It's streaming everywhere, but I can't tell where you guys are streaming from. So I want to do that. I'm going to pull that up here. Now let me see if Kicker Club, is anyone going live in there? Is Andy going live? Nah, that did not work. Okay, so I'm going to have to see what's up with that. Yeah, that is not going live into Kicker Club, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. No, it's, well, yeah, that's me going live, but that's not in Kicker Club. We're going to have to fix that. Let's take a look at this, because I do want that to go into Kicker Club. See, look, it's supposed to go into Kicker Club. What you mean here, man? Live now. Okay, boom, right there. Look at that. It's supposed to be in Kicker Club. That's weird. I don't know why that's not popping up. That should be popping up. Oh, your persistent stream key is being used by another live video happening now. Do you want to reassign it to new broadcast? If you continue, if you want to continue, may end causing... Don't continue. Oh man, that's baloney. All right, so I double did something there. Either way, we're live. And okay, Leon Crumpton. Okay, so it is working. I see people in there. Now, I got the comments here. I wonder if that'll work too. I don't know, but either way, that's all I wanted to check. Appreciate you guys for hanging out and bearing with me on that. Computers are ridiculous. You're telling me. Thank you for tuning in, Cody. Appreciate you. And at least I can see your guys' names. Throw up your comments, which is 99% of my stream. And if I can't tell exactly where you're coming from, no big deal. But still, I can work on it. First time doing this. And appreciate you guys hanging out. Holding on till I got it ready. What's going on, Bad Customs? Hey, Baseheads. Thank you for tuning in. And what's cool is, if you are a Green Team member, it was supposed to light up green. It was doing that last night. I don't know what I did. But you can still see the LLC beside their name and the emojis. There's no more elbow cough for that. So that is awesome. And a few other things, you know, hey, it works. I had a feeling you guys would be tuning in from there. We watching you from Surf City with John Myers. John, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. I know you guys are all having a blast. I wish I could be there with you. I've contemplated coming to Surf City so many times this year, and just finances and time. And you know what? I'm glad I'm here, but I wish I was with you guys. And hi, John. Hi, Cornut. Hi, Bubba. BT. Appreciate you guys. Love you. And get your demos in, man. I know you guys had a whole weekend of bass. Hopefully you can hear something afterwards. Appreciate you tuning in, even though you're at the show. Uncle Bobby B, baby.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Uncle Bobby B. You know what? I think I can fix the sound because I know that's working on your end, but I can't hear it, and it's not the same. I need to be able to hear that. So I think I have to go into, yes, into browser. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's because I'm putting through the stream. All right, so I got some more work to do, but I know what I got to do. I just can't do it live. Thank you for tuning in, Bobby. Appreciate you. Steven, okay, now it's working. Now it's showing Facebook. Awesome. It's working. Thank you for tuning in, Steven. Appreciate you. And you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Look at Bobby B. Now he's going crazy with the emojis. He's going crazy with them. Thanks for hanging out, Bobby. Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B. Awesome, Baba. I do want to see those pictures. Let me pull up the Google. I keep wanting to call it Google, not Earth. Google drop. Man, there's clouds. There's all different stuff here. Let's take a look and see what Baba sent me. Ooh, did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Unless you text it to me. You text it to me. Okay, perfect. I can work with that. Yeah, let's save all these. Save this. Save that. Now I should be able to go right into the photos and pull that right up on the screen here. I did want to show this though. This is kind of funny here. Oh, wrong camera. Come on, Ernie. Come on, Ernie. Man, talk about kicker fail. I don't know what the other subs are in there, but that box is not looking too sharp, man. And I bet you it doesn't rattle at all. There are other pictures, and it shows that that's another system. There are subwoofers on the side of that. I always hear people talk about, double baffle, triple baffle. What about quintuplet baffle? That'll get the job done, man. And let me pull up these photos here. I like this one here. Let's take a look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, Coronut, John, Bubba, and BT. Got the Livin Loud Andy hoodie on. That is so cool. Man, an awesome photo, man. That is high quality. And, man, you guys are awesome. I'm glad you guys got to spend some quality time together and just do the basshead scene, the basshead stuff. Man, you guys are awesome. Here's another picture here. Oh, yeah. Got the whole gang there. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Bubba, for sending those to me. Appreciate you guys. And please be safe on your travels home from Surf City. And, man, I'm going next year. I'm going. Let's see. Bubba sent, come on, 25. Come on. Come on. Thanks for tuning in, 25. What's going on, Simon? Thank you for always hanging out, sharing the podcast, and just supporting, tuning in, and winning some of the rig contest. And by the way, I do have that all set up too. Take a look at this. You guys are seeing like behind the scenes stuff. So whenever we do the giveaway stuff, it's all on stream. Oh, you know what? It's my stream. It's my Stream Deck that's acting up. My Stream Deck is acting up. That's the problem. I'm pressing the things and they're not connecting with it. Okay, so that's a first. Let me close the Stream Deck and then let me reopen that. I think that's the problem. Yeah, the Stream Deck's not working. That's why I don't hear anything. Now, does that work now? No, it still doesn't work. Okay. Huh. That's weird. It's probably like, that's a first for me. At least it's pumping the sounds through. That's all that matters, and that stuff doesn't work. But I can still do it here. That is the pro. I have everything right in front of myself, so whenever I'm doing this, I'm good to go. Let's see, I got it all the way down here because we're going to have that down there. Actually, I did this last night where... You know what? For some reason... Is the account logged into the wrong thing? Oh, come on, man. I did these all last night. I'm wondering why your guys' names are not green that are part of the green team. I hate rushing doing these streams. I was going to do a little practice one, make sure we're good. I'm like, nah, I did like 24 of them. And, well, not everything's working, but the quality coming out. I can see your guys' comments. And I guess you're going to have to wait till Kicking It With Andy to see what we got. Thank you for tuning in, Cedric. Appreciate you. Finally got custom plate. That's awesome, dude. I've been wanting to do that, you know, Kicker Solo X18 just as a license plate. I think that would be awesome. Thanks for tuning in, man. And good job going to the show today. I would have went, but, you know, literally today, a lot. A lot. Thanks for tuning in, Vite. Appreciate you. Hello, crew. Hello, crew. Face Kicker, thank you for tuning in. Man, I missed you guys. You know, not going live on Friday really throws everything off. And, hey, either way. Sunday, Friday, it all works. Baba's playing Almost Human, but in real life, he is actually almost human. You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense. Thank you for tuning in, Kyle. What's going on, John? Thank you for tuning in, McGoogle. Love you, buddy. Yeah, today was just insane. You know, just driving to my sister's, hanging out, helping out with the battery, picking up Aaliyah, just doing a bunch of stuff, getting ready, and oh man, you know, it's just gotta go live too. And man, you know, this weekend, Saturday, I took advantage of the you know, time I had and got this ready. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make the switch because Streamyard has been, you know, great, but it's just been limited. And this, I have full access. If I had access of everything, I would show you. I'm missing a few things, but at least everything that was older, like, you know, all that stuff will work. And the audio should be coming through. Let me know if it's not. And, man, I just had a few extra things, but nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Just so that I could do everything that StreamYard does. Bringing on guests, and there's a few extra steps I got to do that. But, you know, the quality of the stream comes out, man. I am streaming out at 8,000 kilobytes per second at 30 frames, 2-second key intervals. StreamYard does like 2,000. I'm streaming 4 times better, and it's just using the GPU of the computer. My CPU is sitting at, well, 55%. 55%. It used to be pegged at 80, 90. Less clipping. I got way more headroom to do fancy stuff while I'm doing it, using a graphics card for the live streaming, and it is so much better. It is so much better. One step at a time, man. Where's SDK at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Let me at him. Let me at him. There he is. Thanks for tuning in, man. Morning, peeps. Been driving all day. Stopped for food and then the house. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. I do. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Audio worked. Okay, thank you. I just don't hear anything, and that's because the Stream Deck or Stream Wavelink, StreamYard, Streamlabs, one of them isn't working, and I'll figure it out as soon as I get off here, and I'm going to be like, man, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Would you look at that? Oh, man. Let's see. You know what? No, it's not that, because all my old stuff that I had in there is working fine, and my new stuff is acting like there's no source, and I'm looking here and there is no source. So it all got erased. I don't know what I did. It's okay. You got it here in new tweeters. You got to hear the new tweeters. Thank you, Cedric. And man, I know I want to hear your setup that you just kind of been making better each step at a time, because that's how you do this stuff. You don't do it all at once, man. And also you learn how to do this stuff, and then you make changes, you know, and you tweak things. You might get bored of the sound, even though it might sound amazing. You might change something, and then you're like, nah, let's go back. Let's do something else instead of that. And that's the funnest part about what we do. Let's see, we got Double E up in here. Thank you for tuning in. Double E, 27, 28. What are we counting to? Thank you for tuning in, Kip. Appreciate it that you are here, sir. Appreciate all that you guys are hanging out with me. And this is definitely a dry run on this live streaming thing with this new platform. Yeah, Kip, I switched from StreamYard. I switched. Stream, restream, and I can stream up to 3 places, but really I'm just piggybacking, and I think that's why I messed up a few things along the way. But either way, $20 a month instead of $50. And it works. It definitely works. Quality's better too. Unfortunately, StreamYard was easier. I will always suggest StreamYard because it's easy. I had to do a little bit of coding to get these comments to come up here like this, and just, you know what I mean? It's a little bit of extra work. Let's see. WE, you gotta make time for the guys. The Comp Q, Mr. LLwA, thank you for tuning in. LLwA, Kip, the Comp Q15 I won on Unmasked is awesome. And man, I hope you're doing well, and I can't wait to hear that Comp Q15. I gotta come out to surf next year. I'm putting on the list. I am putting on the list. If I gotta walk there, I'm coming to surf. I listened, I took out the isolator. Yeah, you know, I mean, it can just help with maybe a little bit of voltage drop issues and stuff, but the isolators are okay if you're running, you know, two different, like, major types of, like, battery chemistry, maybe like 6S LTO or something like that. If you really want to be careful, sure, put an isolator in there. But, you know, other ones that are, you know, a little bit closer, it's not too bad. I mean, you know, if you're trying to pull hairs, if you drive the car every day, it's not really terrible. But if you let the car sit over time, like weeks at a time, that's when you could run into serious issues. And an isolator 100% makes sense in that case. Glad to hear that, LLwA. Let's see. Okay, cool. It's so different. Like the comments, I got to do some tweaking on this. I feel like this is the first time I ever streamed ever, you know? A few extra steps, but hey. Let's see. Kicker needs up their game. Def Bonds is releasing a head unit. I did see that on Parker's video today. And, you know, I feel like with car audio head units, could they make one? Sure. They already have Kicker Marine head units. Now, they're not like a single din like that one is. It's not a double din either, but could you make it one? If you're good with, you know, a little bit of handiwork and stuff and crafting, yeah, you can make it fit in there. But right, I feel like they just never, from what I hear, what I understand, maybe Kip can go more into this, is just, you know, the market is pretty big in that category. And you got to sell things really, really cheap and cut back on quality to make it a profitable item. You know, and you know Kicker, they don't do that. So it has to make sense for them as a company. Would it be cool? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Just to have it matching. But hey, we've talked about it. The 100 Kicker Marine head unit and Cookie Monster. I was thinking about the 5, man. I think that would be perfect for that. Thank you, car audio enthusiasts. Def Bonds head unit with a CD. Bluetooth is fine, but I need the CD player part. Man, 25 is still needing to listen to his Miami bass on the CD that he did not illegally pirate in 2005. He needs to listen to it. All the bits. He wants them all. Yeah, he's a little bit toxic. I mean, you know, you get that in life. Yes, I actually have one of those KMC units as well as a Rockford one. Awesome, man. They work, you know. I got the I think it's the 2 in Cornet's Kicker Box, man, and it works. And they actually have like little wireless remotes that you could control it on one side of the boat to the other. I think that's awesome. But still, either way, yeah, it would be definitely cool if they made something like that. Let's see. Kip says, I remember the day many years ago when it was said at Kicker we would never make head units. And now we see the KMC for the ATV, UTV, and Marines. And, man, that's the thing. You know, who knows? Who knows? I feel like it would be not a terrible idea to do it, but then it's the same thing where it's like, do you make this size, single din, double din, and all these different, you know, which way do you even go first? Which way is going to, I guess, more people want to buy kind of thing, you know? You walk into Walmart, do you sell them at Walmart or do you make them a mid-tier, only online and local dealers? There's a lot that goes into that, but it would definitely be cool, man. You know, something, let me see. Something that's got at least maybe 5 volts of pre-out. And the reason why I want 5 volts of pre-out is because, excuse me, the Warhorse has 4 volts. And I have a 4 volt head unit, you know, and it's like, I'm really pushing it there. A little bit, but, you know, and then maybe they could just give you all of it, you know, because if you match it with the Kicker amplifiers with the Fit 2 technology or Fit Plus, you could just run high level into it. Maybe that would be something crazy for that head unit where you could just hit a little switch and it would still send it through the RCA in the back and it'd just be high level and controllable for the car audio guy, you know, like the Warhorse head unit, you know, I don't know, you know, and How many people are running a Warhorse in the lanes that's keeping the head unit in the car? Maybe they make a box. And I don't know, you know, because the Warhorse is designed for the SPL guys, but it's also designed for your, you know, I guess intermediate to advanced bass head, you know, guy just first time getting the systems, not buying a Warhorse in an L7X. He's starting out with something smaller. He just is. But it definitely would be cool. Thank you, Kip. Appreciate you, sir. Let's see. All right, now let me take a look at something here. I want to see. Okay, yeah, that's still not coming up on Kicker Club, but that's okay. Maybe I could just give it a quick share, huh? Well, actually, I do have it here. I could pull it up right here because I always have my trusty, my trusty iPhone just sitting here. Let's just share it right into Kicker Club just so it's there, and we'll have something. And then I would still be able to see the comments. I would still be able to see. I just can't tell where they're coming from technically. But we'll just do, you know, yeah, we'll just take a guess. It's got to be that group. Let's see. Face Kicker. I agree. Kip, my favorite setup uses direct input from phone tablet to my DSP. You know, and I know a lot of the SQ guys, right, man, they're not using a head unit. They are skipping that part. They are skipping that part because that could be that's another noise factor, you know, and just how that just sound quality thing works. You know, you don't want any of that. And maybe control too. Who knows? Either way, with their FLAC files and everything else, it does make sense. Thanks for tuning in, Face Kicker. 48 volts in a car. Yeah, you know, man, 48 volts. I mean, anything higher voltage is better, less current needed for the same amount of power. So, I mean, well, I know what some of the cars are switching to 48 volts. I don't know. Thank you, Kip. I only deal with 220 to 4. What's a 415 volts, man? That sounds like wasted voltage to me, Double E. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Oh, let's see. Oh, I already got that. See, we got doubles. I might do away with that. We'll see. New standalone Kicker DSP. Maybe Bluetooth. Excuse me. Yeah. Kicker DSP. You know, Kip, don't give him any winks. Don't give him one. It would be great. That would be awesome. You know, to have control is the name of the game. It's the name of the game. Car audio enthusiast, thank you for tuning in. It would need to be tablet-based so it could be updated with patches. Needs a good streaming app, storage for files, and Bluetooth. Simple unit. Right. You know, and I feel like whenever you're making a brand, like I'm not a company, but I can just kind of see, you know, from working with Kicker all these years and hearing what they have to say between, you know, the workers to the owner, and I understand more now. And it's like, yeah, you can't just make anything. You got to make it, and you got to make it make sense. So, right, you can have different features, but hey, does somebody want to pay for all them features that are never going to need them? And that's where, you know, you have to make some decisions. And hey, we could just hope for the best. That would be cool. You know, I don't know, something. But as you can see, it can get a little sticky. Oh, would you look at that? How's this work? Okay, what do super chats look like? Okay, they still work. Oh, look at that! Donation, $2. It does it all shiny and stuff. That's cool. Gotta catch the rest of the stream later. Thank you, Coronut. Appreciate you for sending the pennies.
I got pennies.
Thank you, Coronut. Appreciate you, man. And have fun at Surf City and hanging out with the boys. Happy that you're here, sir. Happy that you're here. Let's see. That's pretty cool. I like that. That is fancy. That is fancy. Cool. So it shows it up here too. What's that look like? $2. We got to keep up the YouTube. I like that. Would you look at that? It's all shiny. Would you look at that? Cornet is busy with you-know-who. Busy with Bubba and John. Yeah. Man, I know, it's like I've been tempted to buy, what was it, the Q5 or the KQ5 equalizer, you know, the older one, and just, you know, to have some external control for just kind of everything, of, you know, because my head unit is stock and it has bass and treble. There is no DSP. There's nothing there. So it would be great for that vehicle, and then maybe other vehicles you might not always need it unless you're trying to get, you know, a better sound signature of where the sound's coming from, when, time delay, all that fun stuff, alongside of you know, just crossovers and equalizers. Would be awesome. Kip and BT. Let's see. Okay, cool. So that scrolls down. Sorry, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I'm testing this stuff. This is 48 volt saves, weight in wiring, smaller gauge for same wattage, uses 12 volt, and it's more efficient. You know, right. And I know that's a big factor too with an amplifier that has what? That can run at a lower resistance, impedance curve, whatever, you know, just a lower resistance. A 2 ohm versus a 1 ohm board. You're going to need bigger wire in a board that is meant for, you know, a 1 ohm stable load compared to 2 ohm, because to make the same amount of power at 1 ohm, you have to make more current, you know, of just how that works with Ohm's law. At around that same voltage, but you can get twice the power, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It depends what you're doing. It's hard to, you know, just compare apples versus oranges with that case, but, you know, it's still, you got to upgrade some things to make it be able to carry more current. And current is the killer, especially whenever you get juiced. You know, it's the current, it's not just the voltage. The voltage, yeah, it does have a lot to play with it, you know, but still, current is the key. If you got no voltage, then not much current's going to come through with a high resistance. And if you have a high voltage and that resistance is the same, more current's going to come through. That's just Ohm's law, and that's why you get juiced at higher voltage compared to low. Let's see. Thank you for tuning in. Budget Audio with Jay. Bobby B, baby. Thank you for tuning in, man. I hope you're doing well. Missed you guys. And this is going to take some getting used to on this. I know it looks probably almost identical on the stream, but like me, I'm like, ugh, Streamyard for 3 years. Oh, this is different. I'm getting used to it. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks, Grant. I have 3 excess power super bank 534 banks and won't be driving the truck much at all, but need something that will keep everything topped off. Is it about a charger? I like that Super Bank 500. I just picked one up for Cookie Monster, just to run with the LFP in the back instead of running an isolator. And that's what's great about running a Super Bank, aka capacitor. One, they're just better in higher heat, and they're not a battery. It's a capacitor. And it works without having to mix, and enough to start your car. It might actually start better than an AGM or lead acid under your hood compared to that Super Bank, man. I'm telling you, they are awesome. All right, so that's there. Let me pull this up. Okay, so I can still see everybody over here. Awesome. We got 22 likes, 22 viewers, 20 likes. I appreciate you guys. And a $2 super chat from Cornut. Awesome. Let's see. When the math doesn't lie. The math is not lying. Thank you, Double E. I know, that's why he's like, get rid of the 110 over there, you dingo. I don't know, whatever Double E calls us over there. They all run 220, you know, so less current needed, but higher voltage could be a little bit more dangerous if you were just to happen to get shocked by it. So there's always that. Let's see. Okay, so that's a little behind. Let me see. No, it's not too far behind, but it's kind of throwing me off here because it's like dot. Okay, cool. Thank you for tuning in, Blake. With the power available on amplifiers today, getting enough inputs can be a real issue. 20K on S&I boards have the same number of 1.0 inputs as their 8K. Wow. you know, and that's kind of how you can almost judge an amplifier nowadays. But, you know, just seeing that, you almost can't. And it just depends what you're, you know, how the amplifier is designed, you know. I know we were talking about it in the Discord of like, is it even worth it to make an amplifier go below half ohm, like, stability? I mean, you're getting close to the dead short, but still, where are the diminishing returns? Because Ohm's law is always going to be Ohm's law regardless. That's the thing. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Just, it's going to make it cost more. You're going to need more inputs. Guess what? It's going to cost more because it needs that. And it takes power to make power, but it also takes money to be able to handle current. Thank you for tuning in, Bobby. All you gonna watch Alien Romeless? We've been watching that umbrella. It's amazing. Man, this is so different. I'm so not used to this. I'm getting used to it, but it's throwing me off. And I might actually turn off the comments that are coming from, yeah, because that's only that right there. Ooh. And this is going over here. Okay, so I can see everybody that's hanging out over here. That's good. That's cool. I'm just going to leave that off. Let me turn this one off because it's throwing me off. I do like it, but I like to be able to see, you know, you guys are from YouTube. And then it throws me this one too, and it's the same thing, and I'm like, it's too much. Thank you for tuning in again, Kip. He says CCA for me. Nope, just smaller gauge, 100% copper. Man, the big thing with the CCA versus OFC, it's a dead horse, but we like just whipping it anyway. And I know Kip did an excellent presentation of testing CCA versus OFC with a KXA 2400. I actually copied that crap and put it on my YouTube channel because it was so good, and I wanted that information to get out there. This was obviously in the beginning of YouTube days, but still, you get what I'm saying. It was good. And how he tested that was with the same amount of power with a, you know, 0 or 4 gauge OFC versus 4 gauge CCA. Same size wire, 0, God, I can't even talk. CCA versus OFC. And the KXA amplifier obviously had more voltage drop and created less output. But again, you know, the KXA was loosely regulated, as he says, so it still did pretty good, but, you know, you could tell there was more voltage drop across the line, higher resistance because the wire, the copper or CCA, the CCA is less conductive, aka more resistance due to the metal typing. And yeah, you're just starting off lower of what you can carry. So you need more. You need double almost. Not, I wouldn't say double, but you need more of the CCA to do what the OFC can. Now, does that outweigh what it could cost? You know? Yeah, I've seen some guys just use CCA and run 2 runs instead of 1, but if you don't want to run 4 runs of CCA, you know, and make big giant gaping pipe holes to run your power wire through, just run 2 of the 0 gauge OFCs, you know, and are you saving money? Maybe, maybe not, but you're running less wire and less weight at the end of the day too. I think it would, you got to factor in the weight. And if you want to learn about wire, look up Robert Hi-Fi Vega. This guy, he has so many videos on it on just comparing different type of wires. The CCA, the OFC, the weight, the strand count, just the whole nine, the flexibility and what he thought about it. If you never heard about him, go check him out. I know a lot of you have, but still, man, that debate of just what is better, man, I'm siding with Kip on this one, man. I'm going with the OFC, you know, and if you don't want to pay a bunch of money with OFC and you're more of a DIYer, sure, try the welding wire. You know what? I still got some in my car and it's holding up 5 years later. So it does work. It's just not as flexible and I would say a little bit less of a, you know, the actual insulation around there. It's a little bit thinner, and you can't really, you know, change it. It's welding wire. Car audio wire, they make it more for you. You know, they know you're going to be making these tight bends. Your amp's going to be here. You need to run the wire around here, back through here, into the input, and not be fraying out and stuff. They make it flexible. So there's pros and cons for that alone. Thank you, Kipster. With the amplifier testing I've been doing, I could never recommend CCA or any amplifier capable of making legit power. You know, and man, legit power, I would say, my opinion of legit power, probably anything over like 1500, 2000 watts clamping. Like, you're starting to get there. But still, you know, it's just, I've ran it. I've ran CCA not knowingly. And, you know, you buy the zero gauge from eBay. It's like $40, you know, a whole 20-foot run. Wow, that's a deal. No, it's like undersized 4 gauge and it's CCA. So it's like terrible. It's like 6 gauge. And I'm wondering why I'm melting fuses and stuff, you know, just no bueno. Yeah, my audio just went nuts there for a second. It just went nuts there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Blake. Appreciate you. Over here now, they are using CCA as main cables for the house. It's scary. You know, and again, it's not that it's a bad wire, it's just it's not able to handle as much current. And I'm sure you could talk into like corrosion versus just oxidation of just the two types and which one, you know, is better for that. But I feel like why people just don't recommend CCA is just because you need more of it to do the same amount of current. And say if you go into an audio shop and the guy is, you know, he's trained, but he's not trained enough, and he knows to put like an 80 amp fuse on a 4 gauge wire. All he thinks is it's a 4 gauge wire and I need 80 amps for 20 feet, roughly. And turns out it's CCA, not OFC. You might run into problems that way and tolerance issues of what type of CCA that is. So I understand of like, you know, not wanting to run CCA on legit power. I feel like when you're on legit power, you kind of do know what CCA is, what it brings to the table, what it can and can't do. I feel bad for the people that are running the budget setups that are running, you know, like a SCAR and it's like undersized and CCA wire and they don't match everything with what they're selling. They buy the 4 gauge kit with the 2000 RP 2K and they think it's good and it's not, because it's not really, you know, it can't carry what an OFC wire can carry at that length and that size. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I always feel bad for the person that has no clue walking into this stuff. They want a bass, they want to get louder, they think they're upgrading their car, and meanwhile the wire isn't no better than their last size because it's CCA versus OFC that maybe they bought from a Scosche kit back in the day. Scosche from Walmart used to be OFC, now it's CCA. It's a shame. It is a shame. Thank you, Double E and Blake. Appreciate all you guys. Love you, Mom. Appreciate you for tuning in. She is at the rehabilitation center, still working on her knee. I'm picking her up tomorrow and then taking care of work at Sheets. We're going to get it done while Dad relaxes at home. Love you, Mom. And I hope you're feeling better. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Let's see. I think a fly just hit me here. Is that good luck or bad luck? Let's see. Bad customs. Everything. Gotcha, Double E. Everything I bought for my new build is 1/0 tinned OFC. You know, and that's what Kicker sells is tinned OFC. The benefits of tinned OFC is less corrosion. Copper does tend to corrode, you know, with like the elements of the earth, you know, and time and moisture and, you know, just that stuff. So having a tinned OFC helps with that corrosion factor, and corrosion factor is just, you know, you might add more resistance in the line from those corrosions on the end of the wire that is not covered in the insulated jacket. So yes, the tinned OFC is the best way to go, and it might be the most expensive, but it is the best way to go. When you're running your power wire, let me tell you, you don't want to do it again. You do not want to do it again. Once you do it, you're done. You know, unless you're adding another one for more power. Or you're adding one for a dedicated ground because you're like, man, I can't get that ground loop out of here. The potential difference, it just, an alternator turbo whine. I can't, you know, so you add something else and that's fine. But to yank something out and redo it again, that's some more work, you know, unneeded work. Time is money. And hey, you might be saving money, but if you don't know what you're doing, you might not be saving any time and wasting money. Thank you for tuning in, Drew Landers. I'm glad this is working. I'll do all this stuff in the background. That's no problem. Restream will just restream it everywhere. I don't need the comments coming from 20 different areas and I'm not knowing where they're coming from. I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I do like having the logos there and it looks cool for the super chats. It really does. Thank you, Drew. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. Excuse me. Now, the only thing is, I can't see how long I've been going live for, so we might go more than 90 minutes-ish. Well, it's usually 60 minutes, but sometimes I've been running it to like 90 minutes-ish. It's a kicker thing. Maybe Kip could let you know. I don't know. Thank you for tuning in, Mac. What is up? Streaming live and direct, new stream software. I don't know. We're seeing how it goes. We had one hiccup, but we'll get it later. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for tuning in, Jeff Wallace. Appreciate you as well, sir. And what's crazy is, you know, with just this whole setup, I had to do extra things because I know you guys know that I use this like whole studio in here, right? And I used to go walk over onto the other side over here, and I would, you know, go live. And why is that not going up? Oh, that's because I have my duct tape hood on there, and it gets stuck sometimes. We got Streamlabs. That's what I'm seeing over there on that TV. But before over there, it would literally be, you know, Streamyard. And I'd be able to see your guys' comments and pull it up over there. Sorry, this room is a mess over here. And I've just been doing a bunch. We're putting a Nintendo Switch in here, you know, like we need that in here. But still, to have that over there, so when I'm doing the amp dynos, doing a battery test, I can control this computer over there, and it's sharing the screen over there. I can still use the SPL LAB over there, a wireless mouse, so I can control over there and have this over here. I want it to be able to do everything I normally do on a live stream without losing anything, and I just got to get used to it, you know? We'll get it. We'll iron out the kinks. Otherwise, I'm ready, man. I do want to see if this is working now. See, that's still not working. That's so weird. Something with Streamlabs. That's not the Stream Deck. That's definitely with Streamlabs. I think something didn't save, or I don't know. Streamlabs, you don't save stuff. It's there forever. 4-gauge CCA was good enough for the first place with 500 watts, but gotta go 1-aught OFC for 2,000 watts plus and kicker. You know, 4-gauge CCA, I would say, yeah, about 60 amps. So you're looking at like 700, 800 watts, depending on the voltage. And, you know, that makes a difference too, you know, with your voltage and just the entire system. But because the current can change and all that fun stuff. But right, man, it's just 4-gauge CCA would be the equivalent of like almost 8-gauge OFC, maybe six. But, you know, you get what I'm saying. You're buying something that's a certain size and you think that's what you're getting, but you're just not. And it's not that it's a bad thing. You just need more of it. Pirates Den, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate ya. Blessed night as you too well, sir. KFC does taste better than CCA or OFC, you know. Man, the Kipuisms. I miss them. KFC sounds good. I haven't had that in a while, and I miss their buffet. It's just not the same. Kip OFC 10 for the win. KIP OFC. That's it. That is it. I'll buy that. The problem with aluminum, and copper and brass, which is what most of the receptacles and switches have, are brass screws. The expansion and contraction of the aluminum causes loose connections over time. Wow. So that's the thing you got to think about too, with the contraction of just the elasticity of the metal, I guess. Yeah. And with the elements, I mean, I'm sure every wire maybe could still do that, but maybe the CCA does it more. I don't know. See, that's something that I need to learn more on. And, you know, I love what Kicker does, where they actually, like, look at Kip hanging out. I know he's my friend now, but still, these guys are doing the Unmasked show, and the tech support over the phone, emails, these guys are helping us learn this stuff that want to learn, and this just happens to be a platform also. Well, we can do this together, which is just awesome. Thank you, Kip, man. And I'm learning something. I am learning something. Thank you. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to keep a timer for me. Looks cleaner than Streamyard. It is. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. You know, it's like yeah, the camera's not the best. I mean, it is technically a web camera here, you know, this zoomy thingy, but everything else, when I had Jose on from Bass LLwA, and I'm looking at everything in the background, I'm like, okay, we look okay, but like everything else looks really blurry. Why is that? And there was two things. One, yeah, it's just StreamYard. They only push out 2,000 kilobytes per second. Did some math, did a little bit of learning, and that's it. And they do random 45 for like a second, and that's why I also needed all this internet. Like, if you notice, the stream has been perfect, like it has been recently, but StreamYard was a problem on my end because it would have random spikes of 45 megabytes a second for just a second every couple seconds. No, that's bad. That's why I was having issues and why we have two internets in the house. Now I'm pushing out about saying 1,000 here. I could take a gander here. Let's see, performance, internet, 7 to 10 megabytes per second. Constant. You know, and it's not fluctuating, and that's all I need. And man, either way, I'm just happy. I'm happy. It looks good, and you guys always tune in. You know, I got this beautiful setup from you guys, and the quality just wasn't good enough for me, and I wanted to make it better, and here we are. And guess what? I get to save $30 a month too, which is incredible. If I could literally stream for free if I only streamed to 2 destinations. Free. It wouldn't cost me a thing. But I wanted to stream to 3 things, and also get rid of they don't have the StreamYard thing, you know, they got the restream. But since I'm doing it the way I'm doing it through Streamlabs, it doesn't exist. But for the thumbnails on it, I don't want them on my thumbnails. I love that, where I'm like, waking up in the morning, I can literally make my posts for StreamYard, for restream, for my shows that day, and it's just all on me. And rather than having to get onto the computer, it makes sense. And thank you, Kip. Thank you. A lot of work went into it. Kayla was helping me test things. That's why I'm upset that, you know, the little switcher isn't working, but it's working enough. And you guys get to get a taste of what it's going to be like. And I'm just happy it came together because, whew, man, I was stuck on a few things. I'm like, how am I going to bring a guest on? How am I going to control anything when I'm over there doing an amp dyno or just testing whatever I'm doing with this whole studio if I can't do that, you know? So I'm like, wait a minute. Screen capture, you know, like relayer, duplicator, wireless mouse. Oh man, there's an app you can pay to have up to like 8 mice on your computer at once. Wait, what? This is awesome. That will work. That's all I need. And it's been fun, StreamYard. It's been fun. Would you look at that? Thank you for tuning in, Jose Bassatronics. I'm incognito. Don't mind me. It's okay, sir. I know a lot of you guys don't always, you know, comment. You're just here to hang out. I do that sometimes too, you know, just taking a look at it, see what they say. And, you know, I love to hang out with the other guys streaming, and then I hate having to leave when the kids, you know, or Kayla or something happens. But whenever I can, I always do comment. But I do watch the streams. I do. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. So Kip gets the Kicker engineer drafting some 48-volt amps. See, that just moved me up by accident, but that's okay. I'm used to that. StreamYard does that too. Is that an 18 or 15 you're running in the Eclipse? It really moves some stuff around for a single sub. That is the old school Solo X18 that's right over here behind me. Well, we'll just go with this one here. Oh, yep, there we go. You gotta love the opposite there. Yeah, the old school Solo X18 on 2 Warhorse WXA 3600.1s, each one wired at 2 ohms, and it's getting it full tilt boogie, and it sounds great. I can't wait for the new 18. Behind me here, I do have the L715, the L7X 15, and that probably could work pretty well, but you know what? I love 18s, and especially for Cookie Monster, I can't switch it up. I was so tempted this year to go with, you know, the L7X 15, and it survived, and it's holding on. Not complaining. Not complaining. I love it, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. So, Kip, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, 48 volt amps. Man, you know, that, I could see it, and that would be perfect for my 48 volt, well, 54 volt lithium ion moped. Let me know. That would be great. Thank you, Double E. If it's cheap, it's not good. If it's good, it's not cheap. Big power requires money. Yes. You know, and it takes power to make power, and yep, it takes money. That's where I don't want anybody that gets into this hobby or is already in this hobby, you know, whatever level you're on, don't ever get frustrated, because I have to tell myself this. Don't ever get frustrated to the point where, man, I wish I had that, in a negative way, because at the end of the day, all it takes is money. Yes, you got to know how to do it, but you also have to have money. And you got to make things make sense to you, just like all the companies do to make products. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Should I sell my wife's car to get a new quad box? Probably not. I mean, well, depends. If you put the quad box in her new car that she picked up for $500, then maybe it makes sense. I don't know. But I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying. I don't know. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight. I love the kicker clock. Each number could be a it almost works out that way. Like you got the 1, 2, and then it's like 3.5, 4, 5. You know, it definitely works. Like you can tell. I think it's actually a little behind there. I mean, you know, yeah, 8. No, yeah, it's off. It's off. It's off. It's off. No, the clock is off. It's wrong. It is not 8:45. Maybe the battery's going in it. I haven't replaced that in some good time. But yes, that is the OG kicker clock sitting right there. And I love it. I love it too, man. I want to make one so bad. I got this other 18 just sitting here on the ground. It's just going to zoom in. It doesn't like to zoom in for me whenever I'm doing stuff. I got that one. I want to make a kicker clock. I think that would be crazy to have that as a kicker clock. But, I mean, it's got a blown coil. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Okay, so you got to highlight that. Okay. I'm highlighting it, and I thought I, like, deselected it, and I just reselected it. It's got a little white box. Okay, cool. They scream, just look at them. You just got to look at them, man. Oh, man, if I could get those ones going. Well, I don't think we'd be able to fit the motor on a glass table, because this is a glass. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn my backlight on. Oh, I'm just messing up all over the place. I knew today was going to be a little rough. I'm like, I ain't canceling the stream. I want to try this, and I don't want to bail on these guys. I told them Sunday surfing, streaming. We're doing it. And, yeah, multitasker, not the best. I learned to do it okay by doing these streams, but just not the best at it. I forgot the simple steps. The backlight made a difference. Thank you, Kip. One of the benefits with higher input voltage is obviously less current draw to create the same amount of power and smaller amp size. And now I wonder if that has a little bit to do also with, well, not full bridge in particular, but I know it almost works as you need less voltage because you got a negative and positive swing rather than having just a constant swing and a common ground for the other. It's just like going up to 80 and down to 0 rather than going up to 40 and then down to negative 40. It's something like that. So maybe, I don't know if that's with the current, that's just voltage, less voltage. I mean, to make the same amount of power, which makes sense because then you can make smaller parts because it needs less voltage and maybe the same amount of current because you've got a negative and a positive, you're getting more, I don't know. You know, I don't know how that all that stuff works. you know, it's like you learn, and then you learn that there's so much more to this stuff. And well, that's the beauty of it, because it never ends. It never ends. Thank you, Kip. It's off by 45 minutes-ish. Cedric, thank you, man. Get what your budget allows. You learn that from, hey, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And all comes in due time. Sometimes it never comes, and you know what? You get a bad hand of cards. And I'm sorry. But some people, you know, they get easy cards and it's easy. But appreciate what you got. That's the message. Appreciate what you got, and also strive to maybe try different things and change different life patterns to maybe make it more of a possibility, and don't think too big, you know what I mean? I want 16 L7X, you know, 18s in the back of my bread truck that I'm gonna buy, and at a garage to buy that. Like, you got to start small, work up. I mean, you can, but it takes money. My new build will be mainly kicker. Yes, we're getting them off the Rockford Fosgate train. You know, I like Rockford Fosgate, but I mean, come on. LLwA hangs out with us so much. He lives like 2 blocks away from a kicker location, you know, where they actually make the amplifiers, a few of them and stuff, you know, just out there. And we got to get him on the train. Maybe might be able to pick some up, you know, in the back door. They'll just, oh yeah, these are bad, you know. Here you go, buddy. MMC, time to hook up the clock with some OFC to a battery. Yes, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry I haven't got back to your messages. I appreciate you. It's been crazy this past week, like and a half. It's been insane. I thought things were going to lighten up, and then that's how life hits you, man. Boom. But either way, yes, it definitely needs something. I don't think we got any lithium in there. They do make lithium AA's. They do make them, and rechargeable. Need an alternator then. Thank you for tuning in, Tessa. Appreciate ya. Man, you guys are awesome. Are we on a timer, Woodhound? Yes. See? Input voltage to an amplifier doesn't matter. Okay, I didn't know you were talking about input voltage. Right. To help the amplifier having to amplify that starting input voltage, because that's what you're doing. You're amplifying that 2 volt pre-out to like 80 volts. So, you know, you kind of do the math. Man, that's like 40x, you know, full tilt boogie. But if you're sending it like 10 or, you know, 15 volts, because high voltage, what's that, about maybe 100 watts each one? That's a lot, but the kicker amps can take up to 40 volt and 400 watts. So say if you would send all 40 volts to it, guess what? You only have to multiply twice. Less amplification needed, less of noise that starts from the source being amplified to a louder loudspeaker, creating that noise to be louder as well alongside your music. So it makes sense. You know, you don't want to start off with millivolts. You know, when you have a stock inline converter, cheapo from like Walmart or whatever sketchy website you got it off for like $15, and it's putting out less than a volt, it's putting out millivolts. You know, amplifiers tend to go down to like 250 millivolts, you know, or 500, like half a volt of pre-out. And if you have to set your gain all the way up there, you're multiplying a lot to get that power of what that amplifier can do. You're starting off farther back in the race, you know, just start in the middle. Don't start at the way of the end. You gotta do so much more to get to the same place. You really do. Sorry, I misread that. I do got to make the logos a little bit bigger. I got bad eyes. I'm like, oh, would you look at that? Oh, I can't see it. But it's working. It's working. Without using a switch power supply, 12 volt allows you a +6, -6 rail. 48 volt would allow 24 and -24 volt rails. Right, that's kind of what I was talking about with the full bridge. You got that negative positive swing, almost kind of like the Warhorse, but better, right? Because the Warhorse was like, you get one, you're only getting positive swing, and then you're only getting negative swing on each coil. So it's going like this. You know, and there's like the DSP, a little bit of like stutter, and then you got a little bit of back EMP on there, and it works, you know, powerful amplifier, especially then. That thing is from 2003, like that's crazy, or 2007, 8, sorry. I'm thinking of the Solo X. I don't think it's dead. They're still out there. I think they just downshifted and they went down a little bit. Like you could see them on the side of the road. And you're like, hey buddy, what are you doing? Selling marine MTVs or ATVs, MTVs. You get what I'm saying, you know, but you could still see them. They're over there. That's what they're mostly doing. I mean, they do got some pretty big, the T19s, you know, like that thing is huge. Is it the best? I don't know. I wouldn't say on SPL. Didn't do too well in Carlos's car, but I mean, that was the 15, but still you get what, or 16, you get what I'm saying. I just need Kip to tell me the location of factory in Thailand. I thought you already knew where it was. I thought you already were, you know, walking around the corner waiting for a package to fall out of the window. Oh, it's overrated kicker all day. You said it, not me. You said it, not me. Okay, I can see the timer. I'm glad I got this YouTube over here because now I can see the timer, 105. See, this is the first time me actually going live, and with comments and everything else. I'm definitely going to do some tweaking after this. Definitely. Let's see. See, that's it, Kyle. Tell him. You just got to look at it. You'll find it. You'll find it, Electro. You will find it. I love how it throws up the emojis. You get all the emojis by being part of the green team, and it shows the green team logo. That's so cool. That's so cool. I mean, we do need to make the logos bigger. I know that guy too, man. I do know that guy. They make their amps in Thailand as well. Maybe same factory. That's an I don't know question. Turtle Beach Stealth 600. I think that looks like a good streamy mic. I've never heard of that. You know, with wireless lavalier mics, you know, I don't have many. I have wired lavalier mics, and I have a, sorry, I had an itch. Not a boom mic, but like, you know, the ones that shoot right towards you that hear right in front of you. And like condenser microphones like this. With what you're trying to do, like the headsets are kind of wonky, but I just know with the HS80 it has really good sound and it's cheap and it's wireless, not Bluetooth. This one here, I forget what this is actually called, but this was very expensive and it has Bluetooth and like a hair better mic, but not much. The price on that was probably not worth it, but I got 2 sets of headsets. I wanted to try something new. And with lavalier mics, you can't really go too wrong unless you go too cheap. It's just like anything, man. Obviously, Rode's going to be the most expensive, and I don't know. Even Sony is expensive, but I feel like you're going to get what you pay for when you go with Sony lavalier mics. I'm not 100% sure what I remember looking at them. I don't know what Kicker Unmasked have. Maybe Kip knows off the top of his head what lavalier wireless mics that they got. I don't know about the Turtle Beach. Sounds good. Maybe like Sweetwater, right? I mean, Stillwater. I put my 2-year-old CX 1200.1s up to any Rockford Fosgate amp. Well, hopefully not a BDCP 2500 because they did make that and they did make some really big amplifiers. They just don't do it anymore. And you know, people used to say the same thing about Kicker. I'd be careful. I wouldn't say that too much, man. Look what Kicker did. Bingo. I'm still running 1996 Rockford Fosgate amp, so sure. You know, man. You know, Rockford Fosgate, Kicker, Pioneer, JL. I think that's the big 4. There's probably another one I'm forgetting here. Well, we can't skip over Sony Explodes, but I mean, you know, the big ones in the early day that isn't like a multi-billion-dollar company that makes everything. Sony, sorry. And it's crazy to see how that all panned out. MTX, another one. MTX and I feel like Rockford are kind of in the same boat of the direction that they went. Pioneer, gone. China, bought out. Not the same. Good stuff, but they went a different direction of being a little bit cheaper, and they don't make the big stuff. They make the stuff for the general population, you know, the 1,000 watt amp, 2 channels, you know, whatever. And than what JL. I mean, JL has already been kind of in their own, you know, lane of more leaning towards SQ heavily rather than kicker that's more balanced, but also leaning a hair more towards SPL if you were considering JL versus kicker. You know, just inherently, generally speaking. And balanced drivers, both of them, but again, you know, you're pulling hairs either way. And it's sad to see that, you know, some are just not what they used to be, and it's also awesome to see the ones that still are here doing what they got to do to make it, you know, in this industry of car audio. And it's also super cool that kicker never deviated from that path they originally made. So that itself is something that I didn't know when I first got into doing all this stuff, and something that I learned, and it's like, wow, I made the right choice of, call me a brand hugger. You know, I am. And I made the right choice. I made the right choice, man. And they take care of us car audio guys, bass head guys, and everyone else too, you know, motorcycles, marine, they do what they can, man. They honestly do. Well, you hear the outro song, you know, that's my, you know, the one I used to jam out to a little bit here. That's how you know it's the end of the stream here. You know, it's just... All right, well, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. This has been awesome. I'll see you guys Tuesday for the Unmasked after show. But, man, Restream worked. I appreciate you guys helping me out tonight in the chat, just hanging out with me. Kip, thank you. Double E, Kyle, Jeff, all you guys. Woodhound. Man, who else do we got here? Tessa, of course. MMC, thank you. Bassatronics, can't forget about him. Do not forget to love your bass, because your bass will love you. And without further ado, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'd say have an awesome weekend, but it's already over. Have an awesome Monday, and I will see you on Tuesday. And as always, stay living loud.
Livin Loud.
think we're live? Yeah, we'll go with that. Love you guys and appreciate you for watching. And I know Cornut is MIA and he's probably going to miss the caboose. But I don't know if anyone's going to take it. We'll see. But I mean, he definitely did stream or drop that down below earlier. I think that's it. All right, guys. And as always, I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye, Bobby B. Uncle Bob.